So I was wondering what I should talk about. And as I was coming, I thought maybe I should talk about the word impact. So I'm going to talk about the word impact. But before I'm going to talk about impact, let me introduce myself again a little bit, who I am. I'm an engineer. I spent my entire professional career, from 1978 I graduated from the University of Southern California, to today in the field of medicine, specifically in cardiovascular medicine. So you as students today sitting in front of me, you are doing other subjects, biology, chemistry, mathematics, engineering, various subjects. Would you sit down here today and imagine that someday you could be working on fixing problems in the brain, or fixing problems in the heart, or doing something in the space? So at this point in time in your life, you don't know, but you probably may someday do something very much outside what you're learning today, yet using the skills that you're learning today. What you're learning today is your ability to think. We now coin this famously as critical thinking and problem solving. This is the skill that you are going to master, and I hope you will master that. So I'm here today. We arrived about 2 weeks ago. And today, for most part, I feel like I'm giving a talk in the United States of America. Because my audience here today, you are from different countries, from India, from Pakistan, from Vietnam, from China, and other countries. I don't know the countries, but you are from all over the world. Very much like I'm giving a talk in front of an audience in the United States. Because my class, for example, my students, usually I teach graduate students. They are fewer in number, 20 students more or less. Undergraduate classes are like 100 students. My students are from all over the world. I feel the same way today. So that's a very, very heartfelt feeling for me that I'm talking to people around the world right here in Sri Lanka, just like I do when I'm in the United States. Now, today you're sitting here, you are in the process of developing yourself and someday you're going to make an impact in the human life, humanity. You're going to do something that can have a great impact on how other people live in this world. You're going to come up with a solution, that barely needed solution that resolve a problem in humanity. That's what you will do someday. But in order to do that, like I said earlier, you have to develop these critical thinking skills. Now about the topic. I said I'm going to talk about impact. When I was a graduate student, of course you do various courses in the United States. You have to take courses. I don't know in other countries, like in the UK, you don't have to take courses, you just do research. But in the US, you have to do courses. So I finished most of my courses. I made an appointment with my professor, and said, Professor Tan, well, what should I be doing? So he said, I'm working on this. Take your pick. In the first place, I didn't understand what he meant, all those subjects, so it was so new to me. So I said, I closed my eyes and said, okay, I'll pick this. So when this can happen to you, you are at a university, your professor is interested in some subject, you don't have too much choice. You have to pick that problem he is working on. You don't have a choice. You may have a choice if he came up with an idea that is different from what he is working on, but he may not have funding to work on that problem. But he has funding to work on his problems. So in order to you to work with him, he has to pay you, and that means you have to work on this, the project that he is working on. Sometimes you don't have choice, but it doesn't matter. While you're working on that problem, in my case, I worked on this rocket fuels and stress analysis of rocket fuels. I don't know what it is now today. I never learned too much about it in the first place. So you will be working on some project that you're going to learn the details, the intricacies of that problem. And you will find the solution to the problem that your professor said, find that solution. That will be days of studying, nights of studying, doing various experiments, setting up your research lab, building your experimental unit, trying all these different things, making a record of all the information, and coming up with the answer. Why does this happen? When you come up with that answer, you get a PhD, at least in the United States. So you have to find the solution. You have to find the answer to the question that your professor said we need to find the answer. That's the time you put the dot on your PhD life. And then maybe a month or two later, you graduate, you get a PhD. But during this is a process where you did not have too much of option. You are solving the problem that your professor said we need to solve. Okay, not too much you can do about it. But there is something you can do while you are doing this exercise. That is, you will analyze, you will learn how to analyze, you will learn how to do critical thinking, and you will learn how to solve problems. That skill you will develop during that process. Though unintentionally, I think I developed that skill of solving that problem. And in the process, I developed these abilities of critical thinking that helped me later on, once I finished the PhD and I stepped outside the university gates. That's when I was able to use those critical thinking skills that I learned during my education. So I came out, and accidentally I fell into this area of cardiovascular medicine, totally accidentally. Some company had a problem that they have been trying to solve for years and years and years. And I happened to hear this about it, and I said, yes, I can solve that problem. And so they asked me to come for the interview. And at the end of the interview, they made me a job offer. I was still a student. They made me a job offer. I took the job, and 2-3 months later, I did solve the problem. And I was an employee of that company. But in that process, I, with my team, developed this device that will measure the cardiac output of your heart. The heart pumps, how much blood does it pump out? That's the cardiac output. Typically about 4 liters per minute. So with this device, we are able to know the cardiac heart. If the heart is not working properly, it may be 2 liters per minute, and then you have to do something about it. If the heart is pumping properly, 4 liters per minute, you're okay. This was the first time such a device has been developed in the world. In 1978, 79 time period, that's when I started working. Interestingly, this particular device still is used in the clinic to measure the cardiac heart. So this is how I got into this field, by developing this product, by solving that problem that they had for 3 years. They hired me because I said I can solve the problem, and so I did solve the problem and became a product. 1984, I left this working for somebody and started on my own developing the now very well known balloon angioplasty. Balloon angioplasty is a process. You have a catheter, a long catheter, which has a balloon at the end. You put it through the groin up into the heart to dilate your arteries that are blocked, lesions they are broken. So in 1984, we developed that along with some of the details, which is not necessary to go over here. So that was the first time that we developed the so-called active perfusion angioplasty in the world. So that lifted us to a point where we were one of 4 companies in the world doing this. Today there are about 25 companies in the world, United States, Europe, China, and so I'm talking about something that happened in 1984, 85, 86, like that. So, and as time went on, the stents came into the scene, and there were stents that were developed before me that were short and stiff, so they could not put it through the tortuosity of the artery. The artery is not a straight tube. It goes the tortuosity, as you can see, our arteries, our veins are not the straight tubes, they go like this. So they couldn't get it into the right place, and because it was too stiff, and there were 2 or 3 groups who were working on it to make one that is longer and flexible, yet stiff enough to keep it open. So I guess I'm one of the winners of that. You are the stent. So likewise, multiple medical devices were developed by me in my company, and so on, and marketing. So what's the story I'm trying to tell you here? The story I'm trying to tell you in this very brief description of what I was able to do is back again to the word I started, impact. Okay? When you step out to start your journey, take a moment and think about what am I going to do that will have a great impact on humanity. Okay? Shall I build a bicycle? If you build a bicycle, that's okay, you can sell bicycles. Will you make a huge impact today after 100 years? Probably not. So when you step out after your PhD and you're trying to get into something, see what impact you can make in the life of the people. Not only in medicine, but the other fields, transportation and agriculture and various things. What would I do that would make a great impact on humanity? Spend some time thinking and analyzing the value of the result, the outcome that you will get when you finish your task. That's what I would say, think about the impact. It's nice to do something easy and to get done, okay, we're done. Probably you can make some money. But it's more important and rewarding to do something that have a tremendous impact on humanity. So therefore, I ask you today, as you are pursuing this education to get your PhD, as I said earlier, there are some limitations based on your professor, but use that time to develop analytical skills, critical thinking skills, and once you get out, do something that has a great impact on the lives of the people. That's the message that I can